that you've demonstrated through your weeks of consideration. We're disappointed in your in the outcome because we are faced with the problem that you so well articulate of having to rush to make some very unfortunate decisions, but the cause of that, of course, was the fact that we didn't have appropriation authority to keep the facilities open, and so we will continue to work with this commission as well as the other members of the General Assembly, appropriation chairs, and as appropriations increase, we will be able to maintain the facilities during the course of this year. That is our goal. I hear that is your goal as well. But you have asked on many of the, at many of the hearings, do we have a plan? What would we do if we didn't have this budget crisis? What would we want to do from a programmatic and from a policy perspective if we had the funding to keep the facilities open throughout fiscal year 12? And so we responded to that with a fairly brief outline of a plan called, we've distributed to leaders and to the appropriation chairs, and I hope that you have them as well. If not, we'll certainly make it available. It says at the top, Governor Quinn's Rebalancing Initiative, November 2011. And in summary, we are committing here to the steady, sustained transition of residents from developmental disability centers, the state-operated centers throughout the state over the next 2.5 years that would amount to 600 people being transitioned from our state-operated facilities to smaller residential community-based settings over that period. And that would, with 600 people having moved based on transition plans, based on assessments, and then transition plans appropriate for their assessments, and the desire and opportunity to move into community settings, that would allow us to close up to 4 facilities over the next 2.5 years. So through this plan would take us through June of 2014. On the mental health side, we would be in an orderly process to again work with local providers, identify resources locally, and to close 2 of the state psychiatric hospitals by the end of fiscal year 14. That would be the minimum. We think we could do more with that planned, thoughtful approach, working with local hospitals and working with other community-based service providers to prevent the emergency psychiatric admissions that are now treated in our state centers. But prevention, treatment, recovery should reduce the need for at least 2 of those hospitals by the end of 2014. So we're prepared to move ahead. There are pressures on us from other members of the General Assembly, other settings when these issues are described, to balance our budget, to spend less. We would rather spend less on maintenance of institutions and more on the people who are served in those. So we will move ahead with a planned, thoughtful approach, stopping admissions, initiating the assessments, and completing care plans and transition plans that will enable us to serve and meet the needs of the people that we all want to meet, wherever they are in the state, but do so in a thoughtful and considerate way if we have the funding to keep these facilities open during the rest of fiscal year 12. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. I know you have a short time frame today, but I did want you to know that we were listening to all of your concerns. You asked for a plan. We have put together a plan. It's the structure. We will work with the General Assembly and this forum and other fora to try to develop identify the facilities and to prioritize those facilities. Not everybody's going to agree, but we do want to learn your sense so that we can accomplish this in a way that is consistent with what your objectives are.